everyone. I'm Katie. I'm here to give the Torah portion for you. If you don't know me, I'm over the children's ministry here, and I'm very humbled to be able to come here and present this Torah portion to you. So, Father, I just ask that the words I speak will not be my words, but yours. Ruach, I ask that you speak through me, that you will anoint my tongue, that you will get the glory, and that you will give us ears to hear and a heart to receive your word. So today's Torah portion is found in Numbers 22, verses 2 through 25, verses 9. I'm going to give you a quick summary. It's called Parsha Balak. It tells the story of Balak and the king of Moab, who is afraid of the Israelites as they approach his land. So he summons Balaam, a prophet, to curse the Israelites. But despite multiple attempts, Balaam is compelled by God to bless them instead. The portion includes the story of Balaam's donkey, who sees an angel and blocks their path and speaks to Balaam. Ultimately, Balaam blesses the Israelites 3 times, predicting their future of greatness. So I have 3 things that kind of have spoke to me about this portion. And the first thing is the first thing that I want to bring to you is listening to God's direction. You know, we are given direction in our life of things that we're supposed to do to serve him or to honor him or just what we're supposed to do in our daily walk. And sometimes it doesn't align with what our heart wants. You see, Balaam was a prophet, but he was a prophet for hire. He was someone who could be pulled into a different direction. He was someone who had a gift, who could hear the voice of God and could speak it. And most of the time, he was willing to speak what God had to say. But he had that desire for fame or recognition, or he had a desire to make some money off of his gifting. And because Balak was afraid of Israel, he sent for this well-known prophet. And if you're a prophet, what you say, what you speak, if you're a good prophet, what you speak comes to pass. So if he knew if Balaam would curse Israel, then it would come to pass. And Balak was so afraid, he was willing to pay whatever it took to get his enemy to be pushed down. But Yahweh's ways are different. So Balak, being a fairly decent prophet at this point, agrees to hear them. And then he says, well, let me see what God says. I will only speak what Yahweh tells me to. Balak people who came there had to spend the night, and Balaam had spoke to God, and Yahweh said, do not do that. So Balaam, Balak, this is very hard to keep them straight, but Balaam desired for that wealth. He desired for the fame. He desired to get the riches. When God said no, he was like, okay, fine. Balak, the king, was not easily deterred. So what did he do? He sent more wealth, more important people to come and entice him. So the prophet entertained them and said, wait again, and sought the Lord. Well, God already said what he was supposed to do. And after the second time, Yahweh said, fine, go ahead. But Yahweh's anger burned against him. So my question to you is, what has God told you yes or no about, and you still ask him? What has God told you to get rid of, and you ignored it? He can get the glory in it, but he's saying, when I ask you to do something, I need you to listen. Don't say, but my flesh. So we're battling against the spirit and the flesh in this portion. And I'm going to give you an example. 20-some years ago, when Jason and I first got married and I was a new Christian, I would love to watch soap operas. And it was before Netflix and all that stuff, kids. But they had like something on the TV called Soap Opera Network. And Jason would say, stop watching that. Stop watching that. Why are you watching that? I'm like, listen, I'm fine. Leave me alone. I would sit there, grade my papers, catch up on all this stuff. And I was enjoying myself. I was entertaining the flesh, watching all of this stuff. And it was fun, right? One day, I'm playing on the computer, just mindlessly. And a still small voice said, when are you going to give that up? Conviction came like that. Just like Balaam, conviction came like that, and an angel was coming after him. And so I said, right now, so for me, I know that when I go to watch something, I need to be careful what I'm bringing in, because that was a direct direction from Yahweh. There are times I want to watch things that other people are watching that's popular, and I'm like, well, it'd be nice to see what they're talking about. But if I get that conviction, I've got to walk away. And if I don't, and I entertain that flesh, I am sinning, because there isn't glory in that, right? But when we walk away and we share a testimony, yeah, it's a struggle, but I walked away. God is honored. So it's a battle between spirit and flesh. Yahweh also, at that one point, he told me to meet me at the well. He wanted to fill me with his spirit, and he wanted to fill me with the direction of what he had for me in my life. And so if he's asking you to give him something, meet him at the well so the Holy Spirit can fill you up and can help you walk in freedom. He will give you that. He will also set delays up. He sends delays. The delays that the donkey had, those were important. Just this week, I was trying to work on Sukkot play, and I had delay after delay after delay to get to, I was going to go to Starbucks or coffee place to get work on it, and I had so many delays and things to keep me from getting there. And I was talking to my friend Lindsay, and I was like, what is happening? I'm just trying to honor God. I'm trying to work on this. And so I finally got there. Instead of having 2 hours, I only had an hour. But guys, I did not hit save and did not connect my computer to the internet and lost all of it. God's delays have a purpose. Sometimes they're for our protection. And so when I was pulling that up and I couldn't find it, I was like, thank God it was only an hour and not 2 hours worth of work. So delays have a purpose. What are you battling with your spirit and your flesh? And the last thing is signs come in unique directions. They can come from a donkey, a yellow bus. The confirmations can come from your spouse, your children. It can come through worship, just as Hannah had said, she's asking God, what, why? And she got an answer in a worship song. Be looking for his direction. And listen and allow the delays and allow the things to work in your heart so that you can walk. Because the Bible says, when you delight yourself in the Lord, he will give you the desires of your own heart. It also says a man's heart plans his way, but Yahweh directs his step. Let's let Yahweh direct our steps as we delight in the Lord and let him overcome the things of the flesh. Shabbat shalom.